It's showtime. What is up, everybody? It is I, the personified sin of Grand Cross, Roy here. And today I wanted to discuss my thoughts on the new character coming out on the JP version of 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, Assault Mode Meliodas. Now, of course, I can't really delve into much for him since I don't have a JP account. But I really wanted to discuss, how he works and how he's going to be doing in the JP version. But of course, really want to talk about, what advantages he would have, being as that new character. So, in his attacks are pretty nice. So for one of them, the 1000 Divine Cuts inflicts rupture damage equal to 250% of attack on all enemies, of course with this 3-star. So he's a pretty good counter against Goddess Liz's shield and her reflective shield. And of course with his Dark Sword, his second card, inflicts amplified damage equal to 450% on one enemy, which is pretty nice. And then his ultimate is the Darkness Pressure, will increase his hero's basic stats by 50% for 3 turns and inflicts 350% of attack on all enemies. So it's similar to, I believe, Mikasa's ultimate, but he attacks all enemies, which is pretty insane. But of course, the thing I wanted to bring up my thoughts on was his passive. His Forgotten Pass, which is if all allies are demons or those with commandments, when the allies take damage, increase basic stats by 5% and decreases defense related stats of all enemies by 15% for 2 turns. Limiting it to 5 times, activates it when entering. So why I wanted to bring this up is because if they're going to have a passive as this, and then also with I believe Red Zeldris, if there's commandments on the team, he brings their stats up. There's one character that I feel from the commandments they should bring in, and I'm gonna jump right into it. Alright, we're here. So the commandments I like to discuss and bring up that I've noticed none of the other YouTubers have brought it up is Grayroad. Now, of course, you fight him, I believe, in chapter 10 or 11 in the story. But essentially, he's one of the commandments that, in the anime, or as one in the story, he traps Meliodas in his chains of darkness, I believe. I'm not sure of the name. And, really very an underrated commandment, like why he wasn't brought out, And I believe it's not too late for him. And for those of you that don't know how he works, or, if they bring him in, of how his attacks would be. So his passive is, if it keeps this way, is increases the hero's basic stats by 10% when an ally or enemy dies 5 times. So when you kill off a unit on their team, on the opposite team, or they kill one of your allies, Grayroad's basic stats goes up by 10%. So having Meliodas or Zeldris, but of course with Meliodas' passive, would increase it a lot higher. And then his commandment decreases basic stats of the hero who defeats an opponent by 20%. So of course, if you kill someone off or vice versa, it'll decrease the basic stats of the hero who defeats an opponent by 20%, which is good. Which is bad for Meliodas. But talking that, with his amplified damage, wouldn't pretty much do much for him. And for his attack card is one of them is just cancel stances. So primarily only good against like Estarossa or Gil Thunder. This is not too bad. But of course, his second card is pretty nice, you know, where inflicts damage equal to 180% on all enemies and prevents ultimate move gauge from filling up for 2 turns. So it's pretty nice to control Outrush teams if they don't have a King or a Lilia to heal that. And then his ultimate increases damage, inflicts damage equal to 300% of attack on all enemies and decreases defense related stats by 30%. So essentially, if they're gonna have that Assault Mode Meliodas, it should be a good time to bring out Grayroad of passivism, because he'll essentially be very useful and work out very well with the passive of Assault Mode Meliodas. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts of Assault Mode Meliodas. Like, if they're gonna have that type of a passive for him, Grayroad is well and well prepared to be in it. But, you know, I mean, that's my thoughts. Let me know if you agree with me. Like and comment down below. Subscribe if you really enjoyed this. And until next time, Roy is out.